Yeah, for slightly different reasons. And I totally echo that point about the smaller developers being hammered. The system that really only suits the really big volume developers at the moment, and it's not great for them, but it's crowding out the little ones. Look, on the two issues, Devo and housing, on devolution, I really strongly support the Prime Minister's instincts on this, as I did indeed Boris Johnson, who made levelling up a major theme. And, when I was Minister at Transport, I worked closely with Andy Burnham as mayor. I went up to see him. He said, that's unusual. We don't normally get Tory ministers visiting Labour mayors. And I said, well, I don't consider you a Labour mayor. You're the mayor for one of our great cities. And I think that place-based delivery focus that mayors bring will be really powerful. And we do have a hugely centralised state. So I'm very supportive of that. I'm a card-carrying devolver by instinct. I just worry slightly, it's early days, but there's a little bit of evidence of some kickback in down south, people saying, is this all about the north? Are we devolving to the east and to the south as well? Secondly, there's a difference in devolution from Whitehall to some intermediate mayor who has convenient powers for Whitehall, and devolution down to people on the ground. And in East Anglia, we're quite worried we're going to get a Norfolk-Suffolk mayor who's neither local nor Whitehall.
Yeah.
And rural areas, just last point, rural areas very different from urban. And on housing, it's very strange. We've seen from Labour a 50% increase in rural housing targets. They're really expensive to build. They're very difficult to put transport in. I think most people want to see more housing, yes, but they want to see it on the railway lines with really good links and in cities and brownfield, as well as in commuter rural areas. So I just think there's a slight danger of a sort of very northern metro view of house building, which doesn't reflect what's needed on the ground in rural areas like mine. Cities, and I think the metro mayors, it's pretty logical to have a mayor for a big city. But in a rural area like mine, East Anglia, what we really need, I would argue, I've lived here and worked here all my life, is Norfolk, Suffolk, Cambridgeshire, a mayor with the power to build secure investment in our railways, inward investment. You can't keep borrowing from government the whole time. We've got to raise international investment. I'd like to have a mutual railway company, develop the 52 stations. But we're going to have a Norfolk and Suffolk mayor fighting a Cambridge and Peterborough mayor. And I just worry that Whitehall doesn't have a good history of understanding rural areas. And in our area, Whitehall's plans for nutrient neutrality, endless green tape that's holding back building and knocking out the smaller house builders. So rural and urban are different areas, and I really want to see more focus on rural devolution looking rather different.